So Arsenal 2, AC Milan 1. Dubai Super Cup. What? Dubai Super Cup was light work, Kenny. 4-3 on penalties. Again, some fantastic penalties today from the Arsenal lads, especially. Some of the lesser players were scoring good penalties. El Neni, Gabriel Magalhaes, etc. But before we get to the penalties, make sure you follow Kenny Ken 1972. Make sure you follow More League Gunner. That's going to be a Reacts channel starting in January. It's already a channel that's there. Go and check out some of the content, the vlogs from last year, while you're waiting for me to upload in January. But I will be reacting to anything and everything. So go and check that out. But Kenny, not the greatest of football matches, but still quite a lot of entertainment in it. We scored a great goal from Odegaard, fantastic free kick, perfect for a lefty. We then got the second goal from Reece. They then got back in it at the end with Tomori. But Divock Origi would have scored a great goal had it had gone in. Very similar to the League Cup game at Anfield, where he done exactly the same against Rob Holding. But what did you make of it all in all, mate? And how pleased have you been with the two games in Dubai?
Well, think about it, we have to be realistic. This is both the games in Dubai were all about, getting fit. It was just part of their training camp because, so much for the players having rest, they go on little training camps. But, like the notable inclusions today with Thomas Partey. Obviously, he joined the tour early because of his Ghana's elimination of group stages, and Benjamin White played at right back. That didn't really escape my notice as well because he a bit of fitness. I mean, so much for his reasons for leaving his country, but at least he's guaranteed a game at Arsenal. Sorry, Ben White fans, I know you don't like that. Well, I'm sorry, mate. I say it as it is. It's not. It's just a joke. Lighten up. I've been doing this supporting Arsenal for years. I don't need to sort of like go on like his best friend. You need to meet him in person and see how many autographs he signs. Oh, he walks straight past his fans. Anyway, let's rant over. But in terms of like the game itself, yeah, it was very pleasing because one of the things I have to always look at is Eddie Nketiah. We know Gabriel Jesus is going to be out for a while. So Eddie Nketiah worked hard. Got himself in like really good positions, but it was one of the situations where again didn't really hurt the opposition. We looked more sort of dangerous from obviously Odegaard. Looked more dangerous from Reece. Reece Nelson had a very good game. I was really pleased with him, and I was really pleased with Partey. Looked fit. Benjamin White looked really sharp when he came on. So he's got no, like I said, I think he's rested up from his with forced rest from taking a break from the England party, and also training with England as well would have kept him sharp as well. So that leaves us in really good stead. But there were a few like defensive things that I wasn't too happy with because obviously it's pre-season. But as you said, to AC Milan had a couple of good chances. Obviously they missed a clear-cut header, which I think Origi should be putting away. And then that the way he created a chance for himself. Basically. Got away from the defence as well, hit the bar. So there's little rusty things that we have to look at about. But if you're an Arsenal fan, the pleasing things is the midfield. Not just Odegaard, but Fabio Vieira looks really, really sharp. He looks really hungry, and he's raring to go. You know what I mean? For the games against West Ham. So we've got a game against Juventus this 17th. That's Saturday, yeah. Saturday, yeah. No. Hopefully, it won't clash with the third place playoff because it's still the World Cup.
That's on Friday, isn't it?
No, the third place plays at 3 o'clock. At 3 o'clock, UK.
Sorry, and then we're at 7.
Yeah. So that could be Argentina versus Argentina France. It could be.
It could be, couldn't it?
Morocco, Croatia. But saying that, in terms of like the game itself. I like analyze the players, but what you want to look at is the fitness and see if there's any reaction and how sharp they are. And then I was happy. His performance was really good, I thought. Yeah. And then Rob Holding, if you want Rob Holding to build you all, we build you all. But the ones I've really been impressed by, it's our goalkeeper. He really looks confident. Like he seems like. And, it seems like him and Turner, obviously we looked at Turner in the World Cup and he looked like, really brash and confident. And the same with Hine as well. So they do kind of have Ramsdale kind of personalities about him, you know, because he obviously saved the penalty, but in general, his distribution, his confidence, you know, like I said, when he's come for crosses and making regulated saves, you know, he looks like a really good prospect, and I think that's something that's probably gone under the radar. I'm not saying you know that he's going to be a top goalkeeper, but I want Ramsdale pushed, and I think that the two keepers we've got at the moment are pushing him.
100%, mate. I think the one that stood out the most is the goalkeeper. Maybe that's because he has saved some penalties, especially against Lyon, and again today. But at the same time, you're right. He's not looked troubled in terms of when he's being pressed with the ball at his feet. Yeah, against Lyon, I mean, they were just diabolical. I mean, now they even beat Liverpool. I didn't even watch it, but I see that they scored all their penalties. They battered Liverpool and they were winning. Liverpool were winning in the first minute and lost 3-1. It was like, what? And then Lyon went and scored all their penalties. It was like, what happened there then? But from what we've seen of that goalkeeper, when a cross comes in off a corner or a free kick, he commands his box. Yeah. The one thing I will say about him, I haven't seen a lot of talking from him. Yeah.
No, you won't to a certain extent. But you know, the thing about it is, if you think about it, is that if you've got players like Gabriel who knows his game, Gabriel knows his game. You know, Rob Holding's got a lot of experience. Kieran Tierney played at left back as well, a lot of experience. And obviously you've got Benjamin White, who's now got a lot of experience as well. That was quite an experienced back four, to the extent that they know their games, and basically all they're going to do, they're actually guiding him through a game as vice versa. He hasn't really got that kind of sort of appearances under his belt. You know what I mean? Like Matt Turner can, because he's international. But this lad's learning his trade. But you know that will come.
He looks super young as well, doesn't he? He only looks like a puppy, doesn't he? He looks so young.
Well, you know,
but fair play to him, man. He's took that chance with both hands as well, mate. Yeah, and definitely, what we've seen of him, I know it's 2 games in two friendlies, but from what I've seen of Matt Turner and what I've seen of him, I would be more confident with this kid in goal than Matt Turner in goal. Like, forget Matt Turner for America. Matt Turner for Arsenal, from what I've seen, panics me, Kenny. Yeah, this guy. It will. Different scenarios, I get it, but I'd rather have him have a go.
Yeah, but you know the thing about it is that we're seeing him in sort of like pressureless games. This is really a pressureless game, where obviously you're asking them to sort of, like I said, fit into the patterns that they want to play into when they go into the Premiership, or even the cup games, the Europa League, FA Cup. But when there's a pressure game, obviously Oxford away, even though we're going to win that game, but you're probably going to learn more about like Hine against teams like Oxford, and always if we progress to the cup, probably Hine and Turner. So it's those sort of games where there are pressure games. The Europa League, I've always said it, and I'll stand by it. The standard isn't the greatest, but it is a pressure game, because the other clubs who we were playing in the Europa League were playing for second place. So in that respect, we're not going to learn a lot about Matt Hellman, but what we do know is that from what we've seen so far, so good. Now we've got to see him step it up. Hopefully against Juve, and then if there's a cup game, he needs to sort of challenge Matt Turner for the cup games, or who knows, if it's a big cup game. Obviously, we know Ramsdale are going to play, but that's a challenge to people like Hine, because to learn himself. But again, the fact that we're talking about Hine, the fact we're talking about Fabio Vieira, the fact we're talking about like Odegaard, all the other players, says a lot about the player we should be talking about is Eddie. The only thing I noticed about Eddie was the pronunciation of his name from the commentator. Apart from that, I didn't notice anything that makes me think, But then Eddie's an experienced guy. Maybe he's all about himself getting fit, and maybe we might see more in the West Ham game. So because he will be starting, so we weren't learning too much from Eddie. You know what I mean? Because he's done this before. He's played in last season when Lacazette lost form. So I would like to see more from him, but maybe he's conserving his energy.
Well, maybe, but he's not exactly covered himself in glory, is he? Let's be honest. And I want to get, before we wrap this up, who was your man of the match? I gave it to Odegaard, personally. I know we're not going to do player ratings today.
All day long. Odegaard, Odegaard plays some good football. Obviously, it's very nice to be able to play good football when you've got a lot of space. So, but he's come back fresh. He's had his little 2-week break, and he's come back fresh on tour, and he's raring to go. And he's probably chomping a bit for the the game against West Ham on the Monday week. Is so
100%, mate.
So, yeah, he's looking good.
With super, I thought Sambi Lokonga's stepped up in these 2 games, but again, like you said,
Albert. Yeah, it's not a pressure game, but Albert will get opportunities because
But they're against 2 good teams, though, Kenny. Let's not forget that. Maybe we're doing it a little bit discredit. AC Milan team, even though it didn't have Ibra or Leao, it's still a good team.
Yeah, I think so. I think you know what it is, right? Is that everyone's on the kind of the same page. What I mean by people on the same page is that what they're all. It's all about fitness and making themselves sort of available for the like the games that they got after the World Cup ends. Although I believe that in Serie A and La Liga in France, they're going to have a more extended break than we would in the UK. But that's another debate, which mean you will never agree on. We'll never agree on that one.
Right, listen, mate. Appreciate the love as always. It looks like you're about to go boxing. No, it looks like you're about.
No. I'm not in a country where it's about 23 degrees. I'm in a country where
neither am I, mate. You should see the weather outside, Kenny. 70 mile an hour gale force winds with rain. Yeah, after me Washington's blown down the motorway.
But you need to be here because it's actually about 2 to 3 degrees, and it's going to get colder. Yeah, I know. And what's happening right now is that people were so scared to put the heating on because they're worried that that they're going to be paying them 2 people's salaries just to keep their houses warm or have hot water for a bath. That's how things have got in the UK.
That's crazy. Listen, big up to everybody who's watched. Make sure you smash a like on the video. Kenny's Insta will be in the description. I'm about to go live with rants on this channel as well. So you've had me for about 6 hours today. My backside is numb sitting on this chair. I need to buy a gaming chair. I've been putting it off for about 2 years. But listen, big up, Kenny. Love you, mate. And we're out of here. Adios, amigos.
Speak soon. See you later.